Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Thanks for joining us as we are going through Genesis right now, and we're in chapter 42 today. And today it's entitled, The Tables Are Turned. Joseph has been so ill-treated throughout his life up until this point, except when Pharaoh kind of recognized him and made him second in command over Egypt. But now you're going to see the people that initially sold him into slavery have come to face Joseph, okay? And you're going to see what happens here. So let's read Joseph chapter 42, and we're going to read verses 1 through 17 today. So if you have your Bibles like I do here, and your glasses, you can put them on, and let's read. It says this: When Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." Okay, obviously, Jacob is an old guy now, very old. And if he's heard that there's grain in Egypt, his sons have heard it too. Okay, and they're standing around and they don't want to go to Egypt. They probably has conviction because they knew good and well they sold Joseph in Egypt. They're assuming he's dead, okay, or a slave. They're not assuming he's a ruler, that's for sure. But that would bring up memories, like we sold our brother into slavery, and we know he's there, okay? So no one in the right mind is going to want to go to that place if they know the person they sold into slavery is there. But let's keep reading here. Verse 3, Then 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain from Egypt. But Jacob did not send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. So Israel's sons were among those who went to buy grain, for there was famine in the land of Canaan also. Okay, so here is an example of Jacob is showing favoritism to one of his sons. He was doing it earlier to Joseph until he disappeared, and now he is doing it to Joseph's brother Benjamin, okay, full brother to Benjamin. And there's no way he's letting Benjamin out of his sight because bad things happened when Joseph left, okay, so he's not leaving Benjamin out of his sight, but he's fine with letting the other brothers go, okay. Verse 6, Now Joseph was the governor of the land, the person who sold grain to all its people. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed down to him with their faces to the ground. As soon as Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. "Where do you come from?" he asked. "From the land of Canaan," they replied, "to buy food." Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Then he remembered his dreams about them and said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see where our land is unprotected." Okay, so several things here. His brothers didn't recognize Joseph, okay, for several reasons. He would be much older at this point. He's like 30 years old, if I remember right. So roughly 30 years old. So he's been in Egypt a long time. And they are not assuming he would be a leader in Egypt. There's no way, because they sold him as a slave. And a slave, it does not become a leader, okay? So they would not suspect that. Notice also they had their heads, they were bowing down to him too. So you weren't supposed to have direct eye contact with him and look at the leader of the Egyptians like that. Okay, so they weren't studying him. Okay, and then he would have had a completely different appearance. You remember when Joseph went from prison to where Pharaoh was. He changed his clothes and he shaved, okay? So the Hebrew people would wear the long beards and so forth. But the Egyptian people would shave, and they shaved everything, okay? So they were very clean shaven. And then also they wore makeup and so forth. So completely different appearance that Joseph would have. So they sure wouldn't suspect him to be a leader. And they weren't getting a good close look at him too. Another thing you'll find out later, he was talking in Egyptian. He never spoke to them in Hebrew, okay? Even though he knew Hebrew, but he spoke to them in Egyptian, so that would throw them off also, okay? Verse 10, "No, my lord," they answered, "your servants have come to buy food. We are all sons of one man. Your servants are honest men, not spies." "No," he said to them, "you have come to see where our land is unprotected." But they replied, "Your servants were 12 brothers, the sons of one man, who lives in the land of Canaan. The youngest is now with the father, and one is no more." Joseph said to them, "It is just as I told you. You are spies, and this is how you will be tested. As surely as Pharaoh lives, you will not leave this place unless your youngest brother comes. Send one of your number to go get your brother. The rest of you will be kept in prison, so that your words may be tested to see if you are telling the truth. If you are not, then as surely as Pharaoh lives, you are spies." And he put them all in custody for 3 days. So here it's the tables are turned. It's completely backwards from what when Joseph was sold into slavery. He was a slave, and the brothers were, a little bit wealthier because they sold him as a slave, and that they were freemen. Here it's reversed. They are depending on Joseph, even though they don't know it's Joseph. They're bowing down to him just like Joseph dreamed, and they were all mad about that dream. Well, here they're willingly bowing down to him. Okay, so the tables are turned here, and Joseph isn't doing this out of revenge. All these steps he has them do here, and calls them spies and stuff like that. He's not doing it out of revenge. You can see as you read through here, as we go through it, you'll see it's an elaborate test to test them, to see if their hearts are changed. Okay, and in order for that test to be fulfilled, he needs all the brothers there. He needs all 11 of those brothers there to see if their hearts are truly changed. You can see there is some remorse here into what they said, and they're just running off with the mouth here, telling about their family and everything to try and prove that they're not spies. And they go on to say, yeah, we have a younger brother at home, and we have another brother who is no more, which they're referring to Joseph. And they're assuming he's dead or he's a slave. Okay? So, yeah, the tables are turned, but it's not in revenge that Joseph is doing this. So it's important for you to notice that he's not doing this in revenge. He's doing this as a test. So hopefully this will make sense as we continue to go through this, the way Joseph has this worked out to be this test. And like I said, he needs those 11 brothers in his presence to test their heart. Okay, so we'll keep on going here, and you will see how this all works out. Thank you for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue going through the book of Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.